Hi folks, it's Melina Paris with Angel City Culture Quest. Tonight I'm in downtown San Pedro at Collage Gallery on First Thursday Art Walk. We're here to speak with Jana Opunkaria. Hi Jana.
Hi.
Jana has a show at Collage titled 3.5, and that is made up of the best of the last 3.5 years of her works. There are a combination of 5 different series here tonight. Those series include Beautiful Grotesque, the Gold series, the Black series, Aberration in Black, and Aberration in Gold. Jana creates images of bodies, objects, and animals that are surreal and fantastical, and some with macabre undertones, which you'll be able to see tonight. She's a fine artist who welcomes her vulnerability and invites her audience to become comfortable with it too. Once you take in her works, you'll understand. And it's not hard to do. Jana will be giving an artist talk tonight to discuss her works and a recent evolution that she experienced and more. But don't worry, you'll have another opportunity to hear her speak at the closing reception, which will be April 29th at 5 p.m. So Jana, can you give us a snippet of your artist talk this evening?
So the artist talk was primarily talking about where 3.5 came from and how it started. It started back in 2019 and basically the evolution of all of the series, and mainly talking about the new series, Aberration in Golds, which came about late last year. And yeah, basically just talking about where that came from and where I come from, and how the pieces now are meant to be a bridge, and ourselves and the viewer now as the subject. And we tend to think in fragments, and all of these works are fragments. And because chaos is a meaning in our lives, and because there's so much emotional and spiritual mutilation, I'm trying to form a new sort of language, because I don't have necessary verbal equipment to do so. So these pieces are my attempt at making a bridge between the subjects and soul.
That's beautiful. It really is. And that is really exemplary of Jana's work. If you pan around the room, we can get a glimpse of many of these paintings. All the different series here. And you'll note that Jana works in oil and acrylic, but her work is so crisp that it often appears to be like a photograph. In fact, she uses the blackest black available to artists when she paints.
Yeah, that's correct.
On her website, under Aberration in Gold, which is the newest series, Jana said, "These portraits and aspects of me on gold." In Aberration in Black, which is the series right before the Gold, the Aberration in Gold, Jana said, "These are my faces in a black void." Beautiful Grotesque is an extension of the Black series. It's an examination of vulnerability in solidarity. She asked, how is it that we face ourselves? It's really timely because there's so much going on in the world, and trying every day for all of us learning how to cope with it all. I think that these offer a certain comfort, and as I touched on earlier, there's an understanding. There's the understanding of the vulnerability that you're expressing, because there's a relationship there. We've all experienced these times and these emotions. So when we look at your work, there's something familiar in it.
Yeah, it's something that I have touched on with both this artist talk and our last artist talk, as well as giving a sort of deja vu experiences. And if there is something within the paintings that a viewer can find, and something that's only felt and can't be spoken, and really the best and most successful feelings that I have felt has not been in selling my work, but rather in the moments that the people have walked up to me and just only said thank you to me.
Yeah, that's nice. It's wonderful work. That's a wonderful expression. And in fact, you said that every piece you do is a self-portrait.
Yes,
At some level. Yeah.
Everything is. I don't, it's an extension of me as a skull, me as a fish, me as something, but it's all me.
Delving into the different aspects. Let's talk about one of your most recent works. I will let you pick.
You know what, I went into depth about the King of Nothing in my arts talk.
The King of Nothing.
The King
the
of
Crown.
King of Nothing is that one.
Lapse of that on your Instagram, which was fascinating.
Yeah, that was a complete experiment, and really he was a complete experiment. And
go ahead.
What I wanted to do with him primarily was in his eyes. I think the first iteration of him I came up with last year, and with the eyes, that's the bridge that I wish to create. And as I say in my talk, that eyes are the way that we connect with other people.
Exactly.
So if I were to create not just a one-liner, but also to create a conversation between a person and myself, and the soul, and magic that's there as well. That's what I'm trying to what I'm trying to do with this piece. I don't know if it's successful or not. I hope it is. I do my best to.
I think it is. The eyes are gorgeous. They're really, really beautiful. They're a little translucent, but there's a light. The light is coming from within. That's my feeling on it when I was looking at it the other day.
I completely erased his face when I did the first iteration. And that was already hours worth of work, but the first iteration he was extremely sad and just pallid looking. There was no he didn't really know exactly what he was, and he wasn't really aware. And this iteration of King, he is very painfully aware of what exactly he is and what exactly maybe what exactly he's missed out on.
Yeah. Well, this is 3.5. Best of many works of Jana's of the last 3.5 years. It's at Collage for the entire month. This is first Thursday tonight, and there'll be lots of people coming in, and there'll be music soon. But you have the rest of April to come see it, and of course the closing reception on April 29th with more music. And if I may be so bold, happy birthday, Jana.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for doing this with us today.
Thank you. It's a wonderful, I suppose it's a wonderful way to, if you're gonna celebrate a birthday, I think this is probably the best way to do it. Never been one for birthdays, but no, this is special.
Yeah, it's special to see your work.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.